Hello everyone, bonjour, bonsoir, welcome back. In this video we'll be doing a lock comb out and restarting her locks. So if you want to know more about what's going on here, stay tuned and we'll get into the details. Alright, so here I'm just adjusting my shears so I can cut her locks, and here I've combed one out just to see where her hair is so I know exactly where I'm cutting and I'm not cutting into the length of her hair that she will be restarting her locks with. Now these are handmade lock extensions that were attached to her hair, I believe 5 months prior to this here, and these were not made by me. She was not a client of mine until recently, but they are similar to the ones that I do make and attach, so I was familiar with the structure of the lock extensions and I was able to take them out very easily. The task of combing lock extensions out is the same or very similar to combing out natural locks. I get this question a lot. Can you take out lock extensions? Is it permanent? And I'm a really literal individual. The way my mind works. So when someone asks, are they permanent? Yes, they're permanent lock extensions. But if you ask me, are they permanent? I'm going to say, it depends on you. They can be permanent if you want them to be permanent. However, if you want to take them out, you can take them out. You can comb them out. Same thing with natural locks. If you grow natural locks, you lock your hair for 10 years, 15 years. If you want to comb them out, you can. So is it really truly permanent in retrospect? I would say no. I would say it definitely depends on the person if it is permanent or not. If they want to make it permanent, sure. But as you can see here, you can definitely comb these out. And the white film or product that you guys see here is pretty much just conditioner. Her issues with the lock extensions is she did not like that they were not soft or as soft as her hair. So she tried conditioning them, deep conditioning them a lot to soften them up. That didn't really soften them up. It just built up in the extensions. And as I told her, with lock extensions, with anything that's an extension of your hair, you can't really deep condition or hot oil treatment lock extensions into being softer or feeling exactly like your hair, because it's just not going to. Kind of like what are they called, bundles or tracks or hair that's on a weft. You can dye the hair. It's human hair because it has human hair capabilities. You can dye it, you can do all these things to it, but you more than likely will never be able to get it to do or be exactly what your hair is, because that's just not going to happen. So deep conditioning in this case worked against her because it just built up in the hair. But as you can see, her hair is still very much intact from being in the locks after we comb them out. But one thing I feel like most people don't know about lock extensions is you can see them and they look really good, but you have to be prepared for how they feel. They don't necessarily feel rough, but they're not going to be as soft as your hair, if that makes sense. And that's not really too deviant from natural locks, because once your natural locks are super mature, you've had them for 10 years, they're not going to be these super soft locks. They're going to have a roughness to them. They're going to have a firmness to them that the lock extension is made to mimic. So you have to be ready for that. And I think that's one con of lock extensions that people don't really talk about, is that it's an abrupt change. The lock extensions are made to mimic locks in a such later stage and phase that you may not be ready for, because you didn't go through the journey of growing locks, and it wasn't a gradual thing. It was an abrupt, very hasty thing, and it was just like boom, okay, I got locks now. And now you have to deal with the contrast of the hair that's growing from your scalp and the hair that is in these lock extensions, and you have to kind of adjust to it. So that's one thing a lot of people don't think about, but it matters to quite a few people. Some people, the texture of the extensions don't bother them. They like it. Other people, I've had a few people mention that they are wondering when the locks will soften up in terms of like mobility that will happen with washes and palm rolling and retwisting. The rough texture that will kind of diminish as well, but honestly, that's kind of part of it. So, especially in the beginning, if you want sturdy, quality, firm lock extensions, they will not be soft and gentle. If they are soft and gentle, they may not last you that long. So, it's a lot to think about when you want lock extensions, but she tried them and she realized she would rather grow her own, which nothing wrong with getting lock extensions and nothing wrong with deciding you want to grow your own. I find both very beautiful and empowering to make these decisions for yourself. And I had someone ask me, do I discourage, why don't I, or do I forgot what exactly she said. Do I or why don't I discourage my clients from getting lock extensions? And quite frankly, I am a hair care professional who provides hair care services, and the only thing I deter people from doing is doing something that would damage their hair, or if their hair is already damaged, doing something that would further damage it. I don't make decisions for people. I don't tell people, hey, this is what you should do, this is what you should not do, or this style is not, you shouldn't get this style because it's not natural, or you shouldn't do this because the natural hair community disagrees. Like, I would never do that because that's not my prerogative. I am a hair care professional, and the hair care industry is an industry of service. It is not an industry of arrogance and saying, hey, you must do what I say, you must have the same ideologies as me. That's not what it's about. It's about serving people. And if someone wants something that will not harm them, it is not up to me to tell them not to get it, you know? And she would never have known that she didn't want lock extensions if she didn't try them. It's kind of like a life thing, you know? And she went through it. She spent a few months with her lock extensions, several months actually with her lock extensions, enjoyed them for the time being, and they helped her realize, hey, I want to start my own locks. I want to have my own coils and go through the journey. I'm ready for it. Let's do this. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. I think people get stuck in like certain mindsets that make them feel like everyone should feel a certain way. Any ideology, in my opinion, and I'm getting off topic a little bit, but any ideology that has ego in it, I tend to steer clear from, because ego will always be first before anything else. So if there's ego and you must do what I do, you must believe what I believe, I kind of steer clear from that personally, um, because it's just, there's no room for growth in that. But yes, I hope you guys are enjoying this video so far. I've gotten a little ranty, but these are her new coils. She loved them. She loved how light they were, and she actually want another one of her problems was she wanted a lot of locks. She wanted a head full, and because of the size of the lock extensions and the parting and all of that, she felt like it was a bit scarce, and she wanted more locks. So this was a way to get it, and I made sure to give her a lot of locks. And if you guys want to see updates on her, please let me know. I will post updates on her. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next video. Here is my info. It's very simple. All my booking info is in the description of every single video. It is in the about section of all my channels. So it's hard to miss, but I do have a new booking system. So definitely check it out. Make sure you read the details before you actually book me. Make sure you look at the actual location, because I'm a little bit bouncy and all over the place. And thank you guys again for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for everyone who supports. It is truly, truly appreciated. See you guys in the next video. Au revoir. Bye. Apita. Bye, guys.